Hey there, it's Charlie from Process Flow Pros. In this video, we're going to be doing a little bit of email sequencing. So whether it be you're getting new leads in and you want to constantly have some type of follow-up over a certain number of days, or you have a deal where you send a proposal and maybe you haven't heard back and you'd just like to have some automatic emails sent out, let's get started on that. So first thing, you need to have a email column within your board and email addresses. I know it sounds like like a no duh, but this is something that you need to have and something that is easy to miss because you can have a mirror column for an email and it won't do it based off the email column with the standard plan. So first thing you go into is sequences here. I have a test sequence I made a while ago here. All your sequences will pop up. Click on new sequence, do another test sequence 2. Click on next. Now this is where you're going to pick your boards. So you could do whatever board you're looking to send it out from, your leads board, deals, contacts. Today we're going to do leads. Click create. So now you have the steps that you can choose for your email sequence, the rules, notifications, and the individuals that they're going to be going to. So first of all, we're going to start out with what steps do we need to take. So here are your options. You have automatic emailing. So this will just be, as you'd expect, an automatic email gets sent out. And you can choose the number of days in which, once they're enrolled in the sequence, which day it'll happen. So if I enrolled them today, it's going to be on day 1. If they enrolled them today and I want to do it 2 days from now, I do day 2. And then for filling out the email, it's just like the sending an email within Monday, and you can have the subject line be using some of the dynamic column stuff. So like if you want to have say the customer name or the deal name, and then just checking in or following up. And then here, again, you can choose the dynamic column names. So I'm going to do the item name again because that's going to be my lead's name. So I'll just say hello, person's name, and then checking in to see if you are still interested in the project. Thanks. And then you can have your signature here. And if you go down here, you can remove the signature if you don't want. You can add any links. You can change colors of your text. You can add bullets, just normal stuff with emails. And then make sure you turn on email tracking here. So once you've done that, this is your first email. It's going to go out in a couple of days after you enroll them in the sequence. Click add here. Now you can delay the next thing that happens if you want to. So if you want to say have something get sent out in 2 days, wait 3 days, then get a notification to manually create another email. So this will say, and you can create the email here if you want to, and then come back. Monday will actually send you a notification to tell you to send the email. So I'm just gonna put test in here. And then for the third email, maybe we want to call them. So then Monday will send you on the third day, a notification to do a call. And then for the fourth one here, we're going to have an email and we can have that sent out, in 7 days. So this is your email sequence. It could be various ways that you want to do it. I'll say most people just use the automatic emails, right? 3 of them sent out like every 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, something like that. Then once you've made your email sequence, you have to set up the rules and notifications. So there's a lot of options here for the rules and notifications, and there's actually much more that I'll show you in a little bit. But the first thing you see here is going to be sequence is active. You cannot activate it until you have all the red asterisks requirements done. So the first one is you got to pick an email address to send as if you're the person sending the email, right? So I'm going to choose my Process Flow Pros one. We chose the board earlier, so that's already set. There has to be an email column that I mentioned before, phone column, totally optional. Now you're going to set the time zone that this is going to be sent on. So here we're going to do Eastern time zone. The messages can be sent on any day of the week here. If you don't want to certain days, you just click them off and then only send between, and then you can choose anytime or between certain times of the day. Now, as far as the removal rules go, so like say for instance, you have someone in your email sequence and you want them to be removed based on them interacting with the email or some other type of variable. These are kind of like the standard out of the box ones. So remove contact if they replied to an email in the sequence. So if they reply, then just have no more automatic emails going to them. And when the reply is received, you can have it change the status to, if you had a status here that said email sequence responded or something like that, you could have it change the status of it. And then remove contact if they open an email in the sequence. Same idea. You can change the status to something based off of the email sequence. Remove contact if their email bounces, and so on. You kind of get the idea. Then the notifications for those like manual ones, for the manual email and the calls, and then the notifications when sequence ends due to any type of engagement. And then where do the notifications go to? Generally the owner of whoever the lead is. And then this right here is just to skip around and what we just discussed. And then you're all set. So now you can see that I can click on here to activate the sequence. Now that we have the sequence activated, you have to go up here to save sequence. And then once it's saved, it'll pop up in your list of sequences. And then you can go over here to the 3 buttons, and you can either view it, duplicate it, end the current run. So that like ends all the sequence runs, and then deactivate it. So same idea, and then delete it, right? So let's go in and view it. And then let's go to people. And now you can select individuals from the leads board that you want to add to it. So it'll just pop open your leads board, find the one that has the email column associated with it, click add sequence, test sequence 2, add the item. Now for the sequences, if you go back to the sequence section, click on the sequence to open it up and click on people, you can see it pops up. You can see some of the metrics, completed steps, last completed steps, things like that. And then you can unenroll them, go back to the item. But sometimes you just want to see, what items in your board, what leads in your board are currently active. So like it'll say here if it's in the sequence, and you can click here and remove it. But to give like a quicker snapshot, you can add a column called the sequence column. And you can actually then see just from like a quick glance at your board, which sequence, as you can see here, which sequence your leads are currently enrolled in. So if you want to get a little more advanced with like the different functionalities of how a sequence interacts with your lead, if you go to the automation center here and then type in it and go to templates and then type in sequences here at the top, sequences, it'll pop up with something like 30 different automations. So that rules and notifications section is kind of like a more condensed version of like these types of automations. So as you can see here, there's a plethora of different options to enroll someone into a sequence straight up from an automation on your board. So like this one says, when sequence email link is clicked, assign someone as assignee. When sequence email link is clicked, move item to group. When an item is created, enroll item to sequence. So if you wanted to, you could have all of your leads, as soon as they get added from the lead form here, they could be added from the lead submission form on your website, added to here, and whenever they're added to here, they automatically get enrolled into whatever sequence you're added, whatever sequence that you have here, assuming that you have them fill out the email address in the lead form. All right, so that pretty much covers it for everything for the lead sequence form. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. More information on Process Flow Pros and how to get help with Monday.com is in the description below. Thanks.